Okay, so you can do that also by squeezing the bicep, or you can squeeze anywhere, and you're going to see that later, because when you see me do my whole routine, I don't click the fingers at all on the person. I use the arms and legs because they're convenient. And so all you have to do is just click. Just see it, see what you want to treat, and click it. And what you want is what we call burn time. Okay? It may take you 5 or 10 minutes to fix something. You know, don't think it's necessarily, because sometimes it's very instantaneous. Sometimes you'll gong them and their whole shoulder goes and you're like, whoa, I'm the greatest. No, just whatever it was very small. Even though it was causing a big symptom, it might have been just a small muscle alignment, and before you even got to 3 clicks, it realigned and the pain stopped. Sometimes that's not the case, though. Sometimes there can be toxicity from old injuries and chronic illness, you know, and so you have to treat this to get it out. And you can just think in your mind, damage, okay? And I'm going to show you a couple of protocols that you can use to get out different types of disease states. You know, if you find it, you know, a disease state would be like low blood circulation, low qi circulation, or excessive blood or excessive qi circulation in an area. So I'm going to show you a couple little things that you can do in the 3-click technique a little bit later. So that's it for general pain. That's all there is to it. He tells me where it hurts. I give him a couple of clicks, you know, maybe 3 or 4, and then I wait a minute or 2, ask him how it's doing, and maybe the pain moves. Sometimes the pain will move, and so you just chase it. Click, okay, now it hurts over here. Click, now it hurts up here. Click, and so I just continue to follow it, and that's just the thing. I mean, that doesn't mean you're bad at it. Okay, then you're like, yeah, I'm not very good at it because I have to chase the pain. No, it's just that because of what's called gate theory, which is actually more like a reality, but you may know it as gate theory, the nerves can only feel so much pain at one time on one channel. And so if this nerve is inflamed, then he can't feel the neck, okay? Or vice versa. It just kind of depends on how the muscles move and what they're pinching on. But when I undo the shoulder, then he feels pinching in the neck. I undo the neck, then he feels pinching behind the ear. So I undo behind the ear. And so that doesn't mean that you're not good at it. In fact, it just means the opposite. You know, it's working, and so you just chase it. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good way. Chasing pain is a good way of not having to have a lot of medical knowledge and being able to be very effective. So do not underestimate the power of simplicity. So that's pretty much it for general pain. Now we're going to go over trauma, and we're going to pretend, for the sake of discussion, that Jeffrey has an injury to the elbow. And we're going to just slightly touch it to see if it's tender, and I'll ask him, you know, is it tender? And he'll tell me yes or no. And what you might do as well is do a scale, you know, on a scale of 0 to 10, what is the pain right now in this location? And he may say the pain is a 10, it may be really hurting or something to that effect. I will take my clicking hand, and I'll take any finger, doesn't matter, and I'll take my targeting hand, and I will cradle the elbow, and I will say, in my mind, search for all, remove all, clear all. Okay? And what is it that I'm searching, removing, and clearing? Well, it's the injury itself. Okay? So I want to have that in my mind to start with, but I kind of already get that in my mind, because I know logically I'm going to try to work on this elbow problem. So you kind of set the tone mentally for the energy just because of my automatic intention to help. However, if you need a little bit more help than that, before you start and you do your search for all, remove all, clear all, okay, just say in your mind, I want to fix this injury, okay? Or you could even just say injury on the elbow, search for all, remove all, clear all. Now again, you don't have to say this out loud. You can say it in your mind as you're doing it. And you just do search for all, remove all, clear all on his finger. and then the swelling around the elbow will immediately start to recede. And so you just repeat the steps until the swelling is gone and the pain has reached zero, or is at least at a very tolerable level for it. However, usually, more often than not, with a minor to moderate soft tissue trauma wound, you can usually take it down to nothing. If it's a real major one, you could probably take it down to a 1 or a 2, something to that effect. But it'll be a heck of a lot better than they were before, and that's the important part. So, and healing time is cut down substantially. So let's look at that again. Okay, let's say this time the damage is, let's say it's in the eye. Let's say somebody punched him in the eye, and he's got a black eye. Can we work on that? Sure we can. Grab the finger, put your hand over the eye, not to poke him in the eye. That would only add to the problem. So we just go damage on the eye or injury on the eye, in my mind, search for all, remove all, clear all. And that's it. If, I give him just a minute for that to go down, or I can continue repetitiously hitting it. Search for all, remove all, clear all. Search for all, remove all, clear all. Search for all, remove all, clear all. So I can repetitiously continue hitting this with the gong technique to remove the damage at a faster rate. Sometimes it just takes a couple of clicks. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes longer than that. Like I said earlier, it took me 40 minutes, probably actually about 32 to 33 minutes of actual clicking, and the rest of that was broken up into me taking a break. You can stop and come back later if you want to. It's not like it's absolutely crucial that you get it right now. Okay, so as long as the pain level is down where they can tolerate it, it's not like it's going to be any different the next day. The gong technique is a really powerful technique, and I mean, I've seen black eyes go from being about half the size of my fist to almost non-existent. Now, the discoloration may still be there. However, the swelling comes down substantially. And sometimes it takes a couple of clicks, and then sometimes there's more damage that can't be seen. And sometimes you'll put your hand over their eye and you'll click, and you'll feel things going, and then there may be cranial bones that have been knocked out of alignment as a result of the injury. You'll feel a lot of cracking and creaking as you do that. Like when I was doing the knee, as his knee was turning around, I mean, it was, and so hopefully that doesn't gross you out. That just means you're doing a good job. But trauma technique, nothing to it. Search for all, remove all, clear all. And if you have removed all of the damage, okay, and so now everything is, all the inflammation and stuff is gone down, there's another technique, another little protocol that you can do, which is search for all, correct all, clear all. And so, instead of saying search for all, remove all, clear all, we can throw correct all in there. And so maybe the damage is gone, but there might be still a small misalignment of the bones. Well, we don't want to push or put any pressure on those bones to put them back in place, unless you're a chiropractor or something like that and you know how to do it, or you're skilled in gong or something like that, where you know how to push bone properly. So we don't even have to do it, even if we know it. We can just search for all, correct all, clear all. And the correct all, so if his elbow is damaged but it's still not quite in alignment, search for all, correct all, clear all, and the elbow will go, in just a minute or so, and he'll feel something pop, and then just have him work it and see how it's doing from there. Trauma technique, very easy to do. You can spend 5 to 30 minutes on somebody and speed up the healing process by 75% or more very easily just by spending 10 to 30 minutes with somebody.